Guys, it's Luke, and you're watching Luke the Gathering. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'm doing a little bit of a camera angle change here for this draft pick video. And actually, I'm going to film all 5 of my Forgotten Realms draft pick videos right now, and then we're just going to split them up and sort of release them day by day. It's been a little bit since we've had our last draft pick video, and I've just been hanging on to these packs. I really want to open them because Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, it's almost over. We're almost done with it, and Innistrad pre-release is next week, and so let's finish off strong with Adventurers in the Forgotten Realms. It's going to be a fun time. I actually really like this set. I think some people dislike the set. Sure, it's definitely not the strongest set out there, but I found it tremendously fun to play, and even some of the colors that I thought were really weak, like blue, I don't know, towards the end of the format, I thought blue wasn't actually a bad pick, and playing it in store, people were playing blue, and they did a nice job. So, definitely, I've changed my opinions on some of these cards, so we're going to just draft the packs. We're going to see which cards I would pick first, second, third, fourth, and so on. And maybe you'll disagree, maybe you'll agree, but we'll see how we do. And so I'm going to do an overhead view. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so there we go. The overhead view should be enabled. I'm just going to look up there. I think we're good, right? There we are. There's the fingers moving. We're going to start with this pack right here, and we'll just lay them out. We have an Arcane Investigator, a Minimus Containment, we have Precipitous Drop, Find the Path, Dragon's Fire, Bar the Gate, Silver Raven, Great Axe, Pixie Guide, Spare Dagger, You Find Some Prisoners, Prosperous Innkeeper, Goblin Morningstar, Hall of Storm Giants, and then, of course, our token and land, which we'll just put aside. Not a bad pack, actually. Some really good cards I would definitely pick here. Wow, some really good stuff, depending on what color. But if this was my very, very first pack opening, there are some cards I would definitely have my eye on. And they're all sort of removal cards. But the first card I'd look at, of course, is the rare. And the rare here is Hall of the Storm Giants. It's a creature land. It's not bad. It actually makes a really giant creature, a 7/7 blue giant creature with Ward 3. And that's for 6 mana. Could come in very handy late in the game. But honestly, I didn't use these creature lands that often when I was drafting, maybe once or twice ever. So, you know what? I think we're going to have to go with the removal. And some people who were watching these videos wanted like a larger image of the card. That's going to happen. It took me this long to find actually high res pictures of the cards. And so here they are. We're going to actually first pick Dragon's Fire. Red is just an amazing color in AFR. Probably the best color in AFR. And so Dragon's Fire is a 2 mana removal spell. I mean, 2 mana to remove pretty much almost whatever you'd like, especially early in the game. I think it's worth the first pick. So we're gonna go with Dragon's Fire first. And I don't. It's almost like a no-brainer here. That's like one of the best cards you can do. We also have removal spells like Minimus Containment, but that has its problems. And so does Precipitous Drop. I mean, Precipitous Drop's a great removal too, but it doesn't always, take your opponent's card off the board. Sometimes it just weakens them. And Minimus Containment gives your opponent a treasure which could ramp them. So both of those are sort of worse than what Dragonfire does. So if I were to second pick a card here, I'm going to go with the Prosperous Innkeeper. This guy is great in any green-white life gain deck. He's a 1/1 for 2, 1 and a green. And so when Prosperous Innkeeper enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. So instant treasure right there. And then whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Life gain decks that are green-white really will want this guy in there. The Prosperous Innkeeper is really good, especially with a card like Lurking Roper. There are lots of cards where life gain synergies really help you out in the game. And I think I'd try to get him and then see what other cards down the line would help me with that synergy. So I would personally pick Prosperous Innkeeper. My third pick would be Precipitous Drop from this pack. It's a black card, which I like because black-red is super powerful in the format, and black in particular goes well with other color pairs. So black plays really nice with all the other colors. Most of this time, this card is going to get rid of a 2/2 or something with toughness 2. And in a bad case scenario, maybe you weaken, like if it's a 4/4 dragon, you know, flying dragon, you can make it a 2/2 flyer, maybe just to buy yourself some time. I think that would be pick 3 for me. And then the Minimus Containment, another removal spell. You know, white always has these removal spells that kind of give your opponent a little bit of kickback for an advantage for getting rid of their stuff. It works on everything, and not just creatures, but any permanent, so that's really nice. Enchantments in this set are pretty prevalent, especially with the classes, so Minimus Containment's not bad to get rid of those things. After that, I think I would still wouldn't take the rare. I think I'd take the Goblin Morningstar. It's really cool. It's a weapon, gives the creatures trample, and it can possibly come attached with a goblin. So that's really nice. Creating a 1/1 goblin is a really good thing. And so puts a body on the field. I like that a lot. I think after that, then I would put Hall of the Storm Giants as the pick after that. So Hall of the Storm Giants, actually, wow, I feel like I'm picking it pretty low. I wonder if is that where you're going to put it? Would you put it that low? Maybe you take it a lot higher. Maybe even second pick. Some people would pick it second pick. I could see that. I think after that would be the Pixie Guide, the 1/3 flyer for 1 and a blue. And this would be just for like the dice rolling decks. Also has 3 toughness, which is nice, can block 2/2s. But, you know, the Pixie Guide is really fun when you're rolling dice, because you get to roll another dice and pick the higher of the 2 results you get. Especially in a set like Dungeons & Dragons, I think that's going to help you. I started playing dice rolling, you know, for my last tournament, and it was a lot of fun. Pixie Guide helps with that immensely. After that, I think I'd pick the Arcane Investigator. Again, 1 and a blue. Basically, it's just a 2/1, but it lets you draw a card for 6, which is a lot. But sometimes you actually get to pick from the top 3 cards and choose the best one you like. And that's really, I think, kind of a nice thing to do. Anytime you can draw cards, that's great. Works great with Wizard class, especially if you got that going. Draw a card, put a +1/+1 on one of your creatures. Bang, you're in business. Find the Path, I would probably take next. You enchant the land, and then it can add you like 2 green mana. This card, I don't find it particularly great, but in green, you have some pretty big monsters, creatures, I should say, and Find the Path is going to help you get those creatures out, possibly. It also ventures you into the dungeon, which is a nice little bonus for that card. It's definitely not on my top picks. I think some other folks might put it up there higher, maybe. Bar the Gate would be next. You know, you can stop a creature from coming in to play. Definitely blue control here. I never found myself really liking Bar the Gate that much. I've had it used against me a couple times, and I've used it once or twice, but it's not a card I find myself using that often. And so I think I might have taken Bar the Gate earlier and had a higher place for it before, but at this point, you know, I'm picking it kind of low. The rest of the cards aren't very good. I guess you find some prisoners would be the next pick for one in a green, one in a red, you can destroy the target artifact, or you can do stuff with the deck. What does it say? I don't even think I've used this card ever. Exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library. Choose one of them until the end of the turn. You can play that card. I don't know. It's a little bit clunky and just a bit much for... I don't know. I just don't see the use for it. There's probably a bunch of other cards you'd rather play in red than this one. I guess Spare Dagger, since it's so cheap, just 1 generic mana. You can equip it for 1, gives +1/+0. And then you can also throw the dagger at somebody. And that's kind of cool. There's a combo with the green dragon where like you can throw it, give like a big creature just 1 damage, throw the green dragon down, and then insta-kill him. That's kind of neat. A Great Axe, I mean, I like that it gives +4, but it costs 5 to equip. That's nutty and expensive, so that's not very good. So it's going to go there. And then the Silver Raven, a 1/1 flyer. I mean, I can see myself picking Silver Raven like at the very end and not being too upset if I was in blue, but it might not end up making the cut anyways, since blue doesn't have a ton of equipment, and you know, it'd be great to have like a blue flyer for cheap that can carry an equipment and deal some damage. It's not going to do too much. So Silver Raven, sorry, you are last pack for this pack, or last pick for this pack. So there you have it. Let me know what you think of the selections. Would you have done anything different with this pack? Let me know, and I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with the next pack real soon. So look forward to that, and I will see you then.